I'm going to answer your questions right now. We're going to take a look at some comments and answer them. And the reason why we're doing this is because, well, yesterday we did drunk Bible reading. And I was doing vodka shots while we read the Bible. It was a lot of fun. If you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. My shirt came off when we hit 666 likes. I wasn't expecting that, but it happened. So go watch if you haven't seen it. Anyway, but it's now the next day, and I was thinking, instead of doing a regular video, why don't I try answering some of your comments? I've never done that in this sort of setup before. So let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens as I answer your comments right now. Cue the thing. Let's take a look and see what some of you have said. Here someone says, I don't think there's a purpose to life, and that's the truth. But we don't want to face the truth. It hurts too much to know. So this person is essentially saying they don't think that there is a purpose to life, but that truth is too hard to face. So people don't want to acknowledge that idea. Here's another really similar comment where someone says, there's really no purpose in this life. What is the point of all this? Well, if you want, you can create your own purpose and go from there. I don't find one no matter what people say. So these are some really interesting comments. Let's answer them. To understand this, we have to know the difference between absurdism, existentialism, and nihilism. We're gonna go through them really quick because we could do entire videos on each of these, but in a real quick summary, nihilism is the idea that life is meaningless, life is purposeless, there is no meaning, there is no purpose. Existentialism is the idea that life doesn't have an inherent purpose to it, but you inject your own meaning, your own purpose into it. So what it means is that really there's no purpose in life. However, if you want, you can make your life about whatever you want it to be about. You can make your purpose being about becoming the greatest baker in the world, or having a family and children, or becoming the best painter, or a philosopher, or the best. You don't even have to be the best at anything. It's literally whatever you want to make it. So that's what existentialism is. There is no purpose, there is no meaning. You give it meaning. You kind of make it up. Now, absurdism is the idea that humans look and search for meaning and purpose constantly, but that the human mind can't grasp or understand what that purpose is. Hence, it leads to this absurdity, this sort of insane feeling, because humans are looking for meaning and purpose, but it's impossible for the human mind to be able to grasp if reality does have purpose at all. It's unknown to them and out of their reach. So what is the truth? Well, the truth is that nihilism, existentialism, and absurdism is all false. We are in a teleological existence. And what does teleological mean? Well, it's striving towards a goal. You see, we live in a mathematical reality. And because we live in a mathematical reality, that means that inherently within this existence, there is a goal, there is a purpose, and we have no purpose in existence. Because once you live in a mathematical existence, it automatically comes with a purpose. The principle of sufficient reason says that for everything that there exists, there must be a sufficient reason why it is thus and not otherwise. In other words, there is always a purpose, there is always a meaning, and there's always a reason in everything. So what is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of existence? The purpose of life and existence is to create the best world and to actualize our potential. And really, these purposes entail each other, because we can't have the best world, we can't have the perfect world until we have the best and perfect people, which entails your self-actualization. So what is the purpose of existence? It's to create the best reality for each other and ourselves, and we do that by working on ourselves and actualizing ourselves, as well as creating a better world and a better environment, which means a better society, a better functioning world with increasing levels of harmony. We are all teleologically striving towards the endpoint, towards the omega point, and the living laws of mathematics automatically entail that. Just like a point traveling along a circle automatically has a direction, it has a place that it's going, and it does this an infinite number of times, just like we repeat this universal cycle, these universal cycles an infinite number of times. But reality is mathematically imbued with the pattern to give us a teleological striving towards a goal, and which is the completion of reality, which is the omega point. And once we achieve that goal, we will restart again. If you want an analogy, if it's kind of hard to grasp, it's sort of like reading a book. Well, what is the goal of reading the book? It's to finish the story. It's to get to the end. And as you know, that's the purpose, to reach the end. And through this journey of reading the book, you're filled with, meaning, the story that unfolds as you reach towards the end. What's the purpose of a video game? The purpose of a video game is to beat the game, right? To level up, to reach the final level, to beat the game. And you're filled with meaning and adventures as you do this. And that's what existence is. Existence is a mathematical equation that's trying to solve itself. Put in other terms, it is a mind that's coming to know itself through itself. And our goal as this mind and the myriad fractured viewpoints of this mind as individual minds, our goal is to create a more harmonious world, a more beautiful world, and to become the best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. And we'll all do that in different ways. We will all actualize our potential in different ways through these different lifetimes, and through the ways we choose to express ourselves and grow and learn, but we all ultimately have the same unified goal of actualizing ourselves, becoming individual gods, and actualizing the potential of the universe by creating the most harmonious environment, the most harmonious world possible. So reality is not purposeless. It's not meaningless. It is the quintessence of purpose and meaning. It's literally built into it mathematically. It is a mathematical striving. We are mathematical beings. Musically speaking, it's like trying to create the perfect song, the perfect harmony. And that's why we have to understand that this isn't something that we just believe or have faith in. We know this is true mathematically. So people who say that reality is purposeless and has no meaning, well, they're just absolutely wrong. This is a meaningful, a purposeful universe. Just like a flower grows and blooms, the universe is yearning to blossom as well, and that is our purpose. We are all individual nodes of this, trying to make this bloom happen. Someone says, "You are awesome, bro, but where are your eyebrows?" Don't you know, my friend, when you reach the high mint, your eyebrows disappear. That's how you know. That's how you know. So keep working on it, and one of these days you too will reach the highest level and attain eyebrowlessness enlightenment. Here's an interesting question. Someone said, so does the brain filter out different personalities? This is in response to a video I did recently about how the brain doesn't generate the mind, but rather the mind links to the brain, and then the brain acts as a filtering mechanism. So the answer is yes. So you as an eternal mind contain all of your personal data. This means that you have all the memories and all the experiences of your past lives, your past incarnations in your mind, and all that information gets filtered out. Now you can look at people who have multiple personality disorder and then consider that there are a couple different things that could be happening here. So when you have multiple personality disorder, either the filter is not working correctly and sort of information from other past lives could be leaking in and switching, or another possibility is you have multiple minds linked to the same body, kind of vying for control, and why it switches over from time to time. But in order to answer your question, the very simple answer is yes. the brain filters out all the unnecessary data. Imagine if you had all that data. Imagine if you had all the information from your past lives in your mind right now. You would be unable to function. You'd be kind of almost schizophrenic, or you wouldn't be able to function in any way because you'd have all these. It would be an insurmountable amount of data. So basically, these bodies and your brain filters your mind so that you are able to do your daily tasks and focus on this particular life without excess information that would impede your ability to do that. It would be just an overload of information and you wouldn't be able to focus on anything. I mean, you don't remember everything that happens throughout even this life. Imagine if you did. Imagine if you remembered every second, every minute, every moment of everything that ever happened, even the most mundane parts of your life. That would be way too much information to be able to use in a productive way. So what the brain does is that it limits you to only remember the information that's important, that's pertinent, that's effective and useful. Well, the same thing happens with regard to all the information in your mind, as above, so below. It would be very ineffective from an evolutionary standpoint to just have that influx of information. Any creature that had all that information to contemplate would be easily eaten and killed by a predator. This person says, hands down, the ugliest chick I've ever beat off to. I mean, maybe just watch my videos without touching your penis. Just a suggestion. This one says, are you insane or just demonic? I say both. Yes, I am an insane demon come to make the world think rationally and do mathematics. This is my demonic plan. Be afraid. So someone asks, how did the source come into existence? All right, well, good question. The source has always existed. It's eternal. And why is that the case? Because it is mathematically equal to 0, and 0 is equal to nothingness. And nothingness is eternal and uncreated, right? You can't create nothingness. That's a contradiction. So it's eternal and uncreated by the fact that it's equal to 0, which means that it's equal to nothingness. So no one created the source. It is eternal and has always existed. And the same thing with each one of us as individual eternal minds. We're all complete eternal mathematical systems. And each one of us are frequency arrangements all balanced to 0. And because of that, we are all also uncreated and eternal. So nothing created us. There's no creator God. Nothing created the source. We have always existed and are eternal. Okay, so I posted something about identifying as non-binary, and someone said, you don't look too much like a binary, so be proud. To me, you look like a guy with a man part. Okay, so I'm not ashamed to be non-binary. I'm proud to be non-binary. And if you don't know, non-binary means sometimes you feel masculine, sometimes you feel feminine, sometimes you feel neither. It's non-binary. And, sometimes I express myself in a feminine way, sometimes I express myself in a masculine way. So it's not something I'm ashamed of. I'm proud of it. And in fact, I'm very uncomfortable usually when people say, you are a man. That's weird to me. Strange. Human things are strange. Please don't talk about my man parts. That's such a weird thing to say. I hate it. So anyway, yeah. I don't know if this guy's trying to be nice or not, but yeah, I'm proud that I'm non-binary. So that is that. Tell me what you thought about this. I've never done this commenting type of video before. I don't know if I'll do another one or not, but I'm not sure. Let me know. Leave a comment. Tell me right now if you enjoyed the video and if you'd want to see more of these or not. I kind of did this last minute because I thought, hey, it might be fun. Interesting experiment. Remember, on Monday, we are having a book reading live stream. So make sure that you are there. And as always, if you enjoy my work, consider supporting on Patreon so that I can bring you more content. Big shout out to all the supporters. My name is Morgue, and I am Hyperion. Ad Astra, to the stars.